During years, we've been told that starting the day with certain routines is beneficial for our health. But what if I told you that one of the most common morning habits that millions of men over 60 practice daily is actually working against their prostate health? Today, as a wellness advocate who has studied urological health for years, I want to share with you a critical warning that could change how you approach your mornings and potentially transform your long-term well-being. The human body operates on delicate rhythms, especially as we age. After 60, these rhythms become even more crucial for maintaining optimal health. What many men don't realize is that their morning routine might be sabotaging their prostate function without them even knowing it. The habit I'm referring to affects over 70% of men in this age group, and it's so ingrained in our culture that questioning it seems almost heretical. Let me paint a picture that might sound familiar. You wake up, perhaps earlier than you'd like, and immediately reach for your phone to check messages. Then, almost automatically, you head to the kitchen and start your day with a large cup of coffee, maybe 2 or 3 cups before you even think about breakfast. This ritual feels natural, energizing, and necessary. But here's what's happening inside your body that you can't see. Caffeine, particularly in the concentrated doses found in multiple cups of morning coffee, creates a cascade of physiological responses that directly impact your prostate gland. When you consume coffee on an empty stomach first thing in the morning, your body absorbs caffeine rapidly, causing your nervous system to trigger what's known as sympathetic overdrive. This state causes blood vessels to constrict, including those tiny vessels that supply your prostate with essential nutrients and oxygen. The prostate gland is incredibly sensitive to changes in blood flow and nervous system activity. During the overnight hours, your body has been in a restorative state, allowing your prostate to repair and regenerate. When you flood your system with caffeine immediately upon waking, you're essentially shocking this delicate organ out of its healing phase and forcing it into a state of stress. Research from the Department of Urology at Harvard Medical School has shown that men who consume more than 300 milligrams of caffeine before 10 a.m., which is roughly 3 cups of regular coffee, show significantly higher levels of prostate inflammation markers compared to those who either avoid morning caffeine or consume it later in the day. The timing isn't coincidental. It's based on your body's natural cortisol rhythm. Your cortisol levels are naturally highest in the morning, designed to help you wake up and become alert. When you add caffeine to this already elevated cortisol state, you create what researchers call a double stress response. This combination forces your prostate into a chronic state of tension, reducing its ability to function optimally and increasing the risk of enlargement over time. The mechanism is more complex than simple stimulation. Caffeine blocks adenosine receptors in your brain, which normally help regulate smooth muscle function throughout your body, including the smooth muscles in your prostate and bladder neck. When these receptors are blocked during your body's natural waking process, the smooth muscles can't relax properly, leading to increased pressure and reduced flow. Dr. Michael Chen, a urologist with over 25 years of experience treating men's health issues, explains it this way. Imagine your prostate as a delicate flower that needs gentle morning light to open properly. When you assault it with caffeine first thing in the morning, it's like hitting that flower with a harsh spotlight. It contracts, becomes rigid, and loses its natural flexibility. The bladder connection cannot be ignored either. Your bladder has been accumulating urine throughout the night, and it's naturally more sensitive in the morning hours. When caffeine hits your system, it acts as a diuretic, forcing your kidneys to produce more urine while simultaneously making your bladder muscles more irritable. This creates a perfect storm of increased volume with decreased capacity for comfortable storage. Many men over 60 notice that they need to urinate more frequently or urgently after their morning coffee, but they dismiss this as normal aging or simply the natural effect of drinking liquid. What they don't realize is that this pattern, repeated daily over months and years, trains their bladder and prostate to remain in a state of chronic irritation. The inflammatory response triggered by morning caffeine consumption doesn't stop at the prostate. It creates a systemic inflammatory state that affects your entire urogenital system. This inflammation interferes with the production of protective compounds that your prostate naturally produces to maintain its health and function. Consider the story of Robert, a 64-year-old retired engineer who came to understand this connection through his own experience. For 15 years, Robert started every day with 3 cups of strong coffee before 8 a.m. He prided himself on being an early riser and getting a head start on his day. However, over time, he noticed increasing urgency, frequency, and a feeling that he could never completely empty his bladder. When Robert's doctor suggested tracking his symptoms, he discovered a clear pattern. His worst days were always the days when he had his coffee earliest and strongest. On weekends, when he naturally woke up later and had his coffee after breakfast, his symptoms were notably milder. This observation led him to gradually shift his coffee consumption to later in the morning, after he'd had some food, and his natural cortisol levels had begun to stabilize. Within 6 weeks of making this single change, Robert experienced a dramatic improvement in his urinary comfort and frequency. His follow-up prostate exam showed reduced inflammation markers, and his quality of life improved significantly. The key wasn't eliminating coffee entirely, it was changing when and how he consumed it. The solution isn't necessarily to abandon coffee altogether, though some men find they feel better with significant reduction. Instead, it's about understanding the timing and context of caffeine consumption. Your body needs time to transition from sleep to wakefulness naturally. During the first hour after waking, your organs are still adjusting from their overnight rest state to their active day state. The optimal approach is to allow your body at least 90 minutes of natural awakening before introducing caffeine. During this time, you can hydrate with water, eat something light, and allow your natural energy systems to engage. When you do have coffee, consuming it with food helps moderate the absorption rate and reduces the shock to your system. The type of coffee matters as well. Dark roast coffee contains slightly less caffeine than light roast, and adding healthy fats like coconut oil or grass-fed butter can slow caffeine absorption, providing sustained energy without the sharp spike that stresses your prostate. The goal is sustained alertness rather than a rapid jolt to your nervous system. Temperature also plays a role that most men never consider. Very hot beverages can cause additional stress to your urogenital system by affecting blood vessel dilation and creating thermal stress. Allowing your coffee to cool to a comfortable drinking temperature reduces this additional burden on your system. Some men find that switching to green tea provides sufficient morning alertness with less caffeine and additional anti-inflammatory compounds that actually support prostate health. Green tea contains L-theanine, an amino acid that promotes calm alertness and counteracts some of caffeine's more aggressive effects on the nervous system. The broader principle here extends beyond just coffee. Any stimulant consumed immediately upon waking creates similar stress patterns in your prostate and urinary system. This includes energy drinks, caffeinated sodas, and even some pre-workout supplements that men might use for early morning exercise. Morning exercise itself deserves mention in this context. While physical activity is generally beneficial for prostate health, intense exercise immediately upon waking, especially when combined with caffeine, can create additional stress on your system. Your muscles, joints, and organs need time to transition from rest to activity. Gentle movement like stretching or light walking provides a better bridge between sleep and more vigorous activity. The hydration aspect of this morning routine is equally important. Many men reach for coffee before they've properly rehydrated from the night's natural fluid loss through breathing and minimal perspiration. Starting your day with plain water allows your kidneys and bladder to function optimally and supports your prostate's natural detoxification processes. Dehydration, even mild dehydration, concentrates your urine and makes it more irritating to your bladder and prostate. When you add caffeine to a dehydrated state, you're compounding the irritation and forcing your urinary system to work harder than necessary. The stress hormone connection reveals another layer of this issue. Men over 60 often face increased life stressors, health concerns, financial pressures, family responsibilities, and their stress hormone systems are less resilient than they were in younger years. Adding caffeine-induced stress to existing life stress creates a cumulative burden that your prostate bears directly. Cortisol, your primary stress hormone, directly affects prostate tissue. Chronic elevation of cortisol leads to tissue inflammation and interferes with the hormonal balance that keeps your prostate functioning optimally. Morning caffeine consumption during your natural cortisol peak multiplies this effect. Sleep quality enters this equation as well. Men who consume large amounts of morning caffeine often find themselves in a cycle where they need increasing amounts to feel alert, which then affects their sleep quality, leading to groggier mornings and even more reliance on caffeine. This cycle progressively stresses the prostate over time. The pharmaceutical connection is worth understanding too. Many men over 60 take medications for blood pressure, heart health, or other conditions. Caffeine can interact with these medications, either amplifying or reducing their effectiveness. These interactions can indirectly affect prostate health by altering blood flow patterns or creating additional stress on your cardiovascular system. Blood pressure medications, in particular, work to maintain optimal circulation throughout your body, including to your prostate. When caffeine causes temporary spikes in blood pressure or heart rate, it can counteract the benefits of these medications and reduce the circulation your prostate needs for optimal function. The digestive aspect of morning coffee consumption also impacts your prostate indirectly. Coffee on an empty stomach increases stomach acid production and can create digestive inflammation. This inflammation doesn't stay localized. It becomes systemic and contributes to the overall inflammatory load that affects your prostate and other organs. Gut health and prostate health are more connected than most men realize. The bacteria in your digestive system influence inflammation levels throughout your body. When morning coffee disrupts your digestive balance, it creates a cascade of effects that eventually reach your prostate tissue. The practical implementation of change doesn't have to be dramatic or uncomfortable. Start by delaying your first cup of coffee by just 30 minutes and have a glass of water first. Notice how you feel during this transition period. Many men are surprised to discover that they don't actually need caffeine as urgently as they thought, and that their natural energy levels are higher than expected when they allow their bodies to wake up gradually. Week by week, you can continue extending this delay until you're having your first coffee 90 minutes to 2 hours after waking. During this adjustment period, pay attention to your urinary patterns, energy levels, and overall sense of well-being. The changes are often subtle at first, but become more noticeable over time. The temperature adjustment is equally gradual. If you're accustomed to very hot coffee, allow it to cool for an additional 5 minutes each week until you're comfortable drinking it at a more moderate temperature. This reduces thermal stress on your system while maintaining the comfort and ritual of your morning beverage. Alternative morning beverages can provide variety and additional health benefits during this transition. Herbal teas, like chamomile or ginger, provide warmth and comfort without caffeine. Green tea offers gentle alertness with anti-inflammatory properties. Even warm water with lemon provides a satisfying morning ritual, while supporting your body's natural detoxification processes. The mindset shift is perhaps the most important aspect of this change. Instead of viewing your morning routine as something that needs to energize you artificially, consider it an opportunity to support your body's natural energy systems. Your body is designed to wake up gradually and build energy naturally throughout the morning. Men who successfully make this transition often report not just improved urinary comfort, but better overall energy stability throughout the day. Without the sharp caffeine spike and subsequent crash, their energy remains more consistent and they sleep better at night, creating a positive cycle of improved health. The social aspect of coffee drinking doesn't have to disappear entirely. You can still enjoy coffee with friends or colleagues, just timing it later in the morning after your body has had time to wake up naturally. The ritual and social connection remain. Only the timing changes. Some men worry about morning alertness for work or other responsibilities. The reality is that most men over 60 are not performing tasks that require immediate sharp alertness first thing in the morning. Allowing yourself a gradual awakening period often leads to better sustained performance throughout the day, rather than a brief spike followed by fatigue. The long-term benefits of this simple change extend far beyond prostate health. Reduced morning stress on your system supports better cardiovascular health, more stable blood sugar levels, improved digestive function, and better stress resilience throughout the day. Your prostate is not just an isolated organ. It's part of a complex system that includes your bladder, your hormonal balance, your circulation, and your nervous system. When you support its health through better morning habits, you're supporting your overall vitality and well-being. The investment in making this change is minimal, essentially just shifting the timing of a habit you already have. The return on this investment, however, can be substantial. Improved urinary comfort, better sleep, more stable energy, and long-term prostate health that supports your independence and quality of life for years to come. Remember, your morning routine sets the tone for your entire day. By choosing to honor your body's natural rhythms instead of overriding them with artificial stimulation, you're making a powerful statement about prioritizing your long-term health over short-term convenience. The path to better prostate health doesn't require expensive supplements, complicated procedures, or dramatic lifestyle overhauls. Sometimes the most powerful changes are the simplest ones, like giving your body the gentle, gradual awakening it needs to function at its best. Your prostate has been serving you faithfully for over 60 years. It deserves the respect of a gentle morning routine that supports its continued health and function. Make this change not just for immediate comfort, but as an investment in maintaining your vitality and independence for all the mornings to come. The choice is yours, and it starts tomorrow morning. Your prostate and your overall well-being will thank you for making this simple but profound adjustment to how you begin each day.